This is the never-ending struggle for life on the Great Plains of East Africa. But life, in all its forms, somehow survives. Some will fall to the hunter, but life continues. I was there with two great friends in southwest Kenya, close to the Mara, Talek and Sand rivers. I took my cameras simply to record what I saw. I had no plans to make a film. I had no story to tell. But there, in front of me, through my lens, was the oldest story on Earth. The struggle, the fight, the desperate urge to live, to survive, to reproduce, to continue. It is the story of survival. We can convince ourselves that our life's meaning is money, property, possessions, travel, status and power. Yet here, spread across the monumental expanse of African grasslands, its broad brown rivers and blue rolling hills, is told the story of the real meaning of life. And this is not my story. It is the story of all of us. And what better place to tell it than where we all came from, the very cradle of humankind. Africa. The grasslands of southwestern Kenya and northern Tanzania seem limitless, a landscape almost as incomprehensible as the sky above, great rivers coiling through it. Early humans would have left footprints in these sands, foraging this dangerous and unforgiving wildness. It is a place of the watcher and the watched. It is a place of the hunted and the hunter. The cheetah must leave her cubs, but danger is everywhere, even in the distance. And until that danger has passed, she will not hunt. She might be the fastest land animal on Earth, but these Thompson's gazelles are swift and sense danger. this young Tommy can't outrun her. The struggle for life here is raw and stripped of sentiment. Something dies so that something can live. In a distant time that we cannot conceive in our minds, our early ancestors lived amidst these colossal struggles. They themselves, both hunter and hunted. This vast landscape bakes in the sun, but seasonal storms drape huge curtains of rain across the plains. The sun soon returns, and a pride of lions rests in shade. The remains of an overnight buffalo kill has been left to hyenas, vultures and jackals. The watching resumes. A lioness has cubs close to the river, but she was injured during last night's hunt. A male lion from another pride has also suffered an injury. The life of a hunter is not without risk, but the youngsters can eat. As the sun's heat fades, two young lionesses are on the lookout. A distant family of warthogs has caught the eye of one of them. The eternal fight for survival continues. The young lion easily outruns the piglet, but her sister goes hungry. As the sun rises on a new day, the hungry lioness must hunt. In this crucible of life and death, there is no place for sentiment, but sometimes it is difficult not to pick a side. These terrors and trials must have been endured by our distant ancestors. On that day, perhaps the young giraffe was a metaphor for the endurance of life over death. The young giraffe was born an hour before sunrise and learned to walk as the sun lit the plains. But death is relentless. These inexperienced lions are wise to be wary of the giraffe's lethal hooves. But they have not yet learned the art of distraction and leave the giraffes a way forward. But they do know that exhaustion will weaken the young giraffe. It has not yet lived 5 hours and might not survive 5 minutes more. The lion tries again and those hooves fly. Death is indeed relentless, but so is life. Quite suddenly, it is over. The lions are no match for the protective mother, and her newborn will perhaps see another dawn. In this place of the watcher and the watched, the hunted and the hunter, this story of life and death is told every day and every night. From these dangerous plains and hills, from these mighty rivers and forests, humankind spread across the earth. So, this story of survival is not my story, it is ours. We made this short film over 6 days in Masai Mara National Reserve, Kenya, camping on the Talek River. From dusk till dawn each day, we spent a total of over 80 hours in the field. We were not always alone. Sometimes we were stopped in our tracks by the magnificence of life. But for every hour of movement, there were many during which nothing happened. A rare and elusive leopard scratched and yawned. Then, at last, there was movement. Or so we thought. Time to look elsewhere.